Sir, we are live now.
Should you introduce or should I start now?
I think Kinza has disconnected. Let her join again.
Are we live?
Yes, we are live.
All right. So, Assalamu alaikum, everyone. It's Kinza Tariq, and I welcome you all on the behalf of Career Services Office LUMS on today's session. Our today's session is about learn to invest in Pakistan Stock Exchange. So, ladies and gentlemen, Pakistan Stock Exchange Limited has initiated efforts to create awareness and promote knowledge about capital market amongst the students and graduates by introducing a national investor education and awareness program. So the reason for today's session is that we believe it's very important to reach the average Pakistani and educate them about financial planning, working of capital market and ecosystem of stock market. So ladies and gentlemen, the speaker for today's session is Mr. Sarmad Hussain. A little introduction of Mr. Sarmad Hussain is that he has 19 years plus experience in capital market and worked at stock exchange on multiple distinguished positions, which include Chief Regulatory Officer, Acting Chief Information Officer, Deputy Head of Market Operations, Head IT Operations, and etc. He's a strong business development professional skilled in capital market operations, business continuity, regulatory affairs, IT infrastructures, and many more. And he is currently serving as Regional Head Lahore at Pakistan Stock Exchange. Thank you so much, Mr. Samad, for joining us today. And we are very honored to have you with us. For students, if you want to ask any questions, you can write in the comment bar. We will have our question and answer session after the presentation and we will address your questions, inshallah. That's it from my side and over to you, Samad.
Thank you. Good afternoon and Assalamu alaikum, everyone. On behalf of Pakistan Stock Exchange, I welcome you all. Let me introduce myself. As Kinza told you, I'm working with this capital market from last more than 19 plus years and worked on various key positions. And it is my honor and privilege that Career Services of LUMS provide me this opportunity to address the students and of most important business school of Pakistan. It's a LUMS. I will share the flow of the my presentation and hold this program. That initially I will share the presentation, which is are only for 20 slides, and I will cover it in 20 to 25 minutes. And I will try that I will take maximum questions after the end of presentation. And after QA session, I will also show you the PSX website and research portal, which would be very important for understanding of stock market operation and ecosystems for investor point of view, and for startups and companies point of view. So let me share, please, the presentations. Back in 2018, we have launched international a national investor and education awareness program for Pakistani for whole Pakistan, for academia and industry. The main purpose is to keep them aware the role of PSX, Pakistan Stock Exchange, which it's playing in capital formation. And for student point of view, the importance of saving and financial planning is very important, because it is in our today's present self's hand that what kind of comfort we are gonna give to our future self. So I start with the two quote of one Warren Buffett and Thomas Jefferson, that do not save what is left after spending, but spend what is left our saving. And you should, as a rule of thumb, you must save at least 20% of your monthly expenses at least. Never spend your money before you have it. The use of credit card looks very easy and very attractive for everyone, but we are, by using credit card like services, we are spending our future money. Saving is very important, because the biggest enemy of saving is inflation, and you must invest your saving into some important asset classes which at least address the running saving inflation percentage, which is at the moment is 8%. But previously, when we saw the historical data of last 10 years, it was around 9%. And financial planning is also very important to meet your future goals, your retirement, your lifestyle, your education, your marriages. If you want to buy a house, you want to buy your dream car, you want to buy any attractive gadgets, then if you have a certain financial financial planning goals, then you can easily buy it. There are a lot of options in which you, let me, please. And once we save, then we have multiple options of investment. We can invest in a cash, which has fixed deposit and fixed rate of returns. Equity side, like stocks, exchange traded funds, index funds, equity mutual funds. And when we talk about fixed income, money market, fixed income, term deposit certificates, national saving schemes, certificates, and real estate, we can invest in plots, rents, and buy some property. And when another option is commodities, gold, silver, crude oil, wheat, corn. So these all are different asset classes which come up with the different kind of annualized rate of return, and you should choose it carefully based on your risk appetizer and rate of annualized rate of return. When we saw the Pakistan as a destination of invest, we see very prominent indicators that geographically Pakistan is situated in world most important trade route, where intra-region trade segment is going very actively, and it's very strategical as well. we have growing middle class of 40 million, in which 6 million household have average per capita income is more than $11,000, while average Pakistani have per capita income is not more than 1,500 US dollar. Pakistani population have the sixth largest population in the world, and the one very important thing about our population is that we are young. 60% population is under 30 years of age. It's another human asset for Pakistani. And while we talk about the consumer spending is increased 23% per annum during last 4 years as compared to 10% increase in regional spending. So we are, our society is more consumption based. That's why the both multinational, domestic, corporate have benefited. These are the financial stats of Pakistan, that out of 220 million population, financial, we have 50 million bank accounts, mutual fund investor 300,000, stock market investor, the registered investors are only 230,000, national savings schemes investors are 7 million, and mobile financial services which people are enjoying are not more than 4% of total population. It shows huge opportunity to invest that Pakistanis are missing, and that's why we are. I am conducting today's session, and my colleagues are working across northern sides and central side in Karachi. That people don't have actually right type of awareness about a stock market. They don't know how to invest. They don't know how to select security broker. They don't know how to participate when first time a new issuer or new listing or new IPO you heard about it, that company is coming, and you don't know about the ecosystem. So we are conducting this awareness sessions for the academia, that at least when you are going in your practical life, then you have all knowledge, and you have all knowledge to invest in a different asset classes. Here in this slide, we are comparing PSX versus regional market. You saw that the top right side, that Pakistan have only 0.1% of total population investor base, while at the top down bottom we have developed country where 53% of total population of United States are investing in equity market and stock market. It shows that we don't have a culture of saving. We don't have a culture of investment, and by adopting a right type of knowledge and know about the mechanism and associated risk, we can increase this percentage. And when you saw the historical annualized rate of return with the KSE 100 index with other asset classes, here we collect the data from 2010 to 2019 historical rate of return. At rightmost side, we have inflation of last 10 years, which was 9.1%. Deposits rate of return on fixed banks deposits was 9%. Treasury bills rate of return annualized 9%. Pakistan investment bonds PIB 10.5%, and defense savings certificates 10.6%. And if you invest in a yellow metal golds, then the rate of return was 7.4%. But if this figure shows that if you selectively invest in KSE 100 companies and stock, then the annualized rate of return was 17.7%. And in some cases, we saw it's more than 20% of annualized rate of return. So you easily can understand the overall rate of return of all segment with respect to KSE 100. And at least, as I said earlier, that the biggest enemy of your saving is inflation. So if we subtract 9.1% from all other asset classes annualized rate of return, then we can see the real picture. Here is the recent history of exchanges. Previously, we have 3 exchanges in Pakistan. One was in Lahore Stock Exchange, other is in Islamabad Stock Exchange and Karachi Stock Exchange. Back in 2016 January, all 3 stock exchanges integrated into one stock exchange and become Pakistan Stock Exchange. All investors and 300 plus brokers become the part of that Pakistan Stock Exchange. And on December 16, 40% stake of PSX acquired by Chinese consortium, in which we have Shenzhen Stock Exchange, Pak China Corporation, Shanghai Stock Exchange, along with the Habib Bank Limited. So it's a whole consortium which buy 40% stake from the all original shareholder, which was broker. And in June 2017, 20% stake of PSX acquired by general public through the IPO. So at presently, the exchange, which was previously 100% owned by the security brokers, now only they have 40% shareholding in PSX, while 60% shareholding of PSX is non-brokers. And obviously with the same percentage reflect in our PSX board. When we talk about the key function of stock exchange, it's obviously it's a place we actually provide a place for buyer and seller and issuer to raise additional capital for growth of their businesses. We, being a front-end regulator, provide the trading platform for investors and for other services like to new companies, new startups who want to raise additional capitals for their businesses by the process of listing at PSX. And obviously stock market, stock exchange in the role of capital formation also promote the habit of saving and investment, and liquidity is also the part of function of, but because whenever you want to sell your securities or share, within 2 days you got your money in your account. Here is the shareholding pattern of stock exchange, which previously told that now 40%, only 40% shareholding exists with a security broker, while 60% are with different entities, of one with the 40% Chinese consortium and 20% with general public. We have shareholding in our associated companies, because like Central Depository is one of only custodian services in Pakistan. You heard the name of CDC, Central Depository. PSX have 39.8% shareholding. National Clearing Company, we have 47% ownership of National Clearing Company, which is providing clearing and settlement services in the stock market ecosystem. VIS is a credit rating agency. We own, PSX owned 12.5%, and Pakistan Mercantile Exchange, where commodities trade, we own 28.4% shareholding of that company. Here is the whole ecosystem of stock market. As commercial banks are regulated by State Bank of Pakistan, we are being regulated by Security Exchange Commission of Pakistan, is at top of the line, SCCP, and then National Clearing Company of Pakistan, the main functional role of clearing and settlement, and Pakistan Stock Exchange, as I said earlier, that we provide a platform to buyer and seller and to issuer to raise additional capital. And then Central Depository Company, which is the provide custodian services and also as working as a share registrar. They are providing 2 types of accounts. One is investor account and sub account, which comes under the main participant account of a security broker. And we have 28 brokers, capital market, different intermediaries, and 21 asset management companies, and invested 230,000. So this is the whole ecosystem of the stock market, which covers all stakeholders and regulators, and the system is centralized and interconnected with each other. CDC is a central depository company, stand for custodian, which provide custodian services in capital market. Initially the share was in physical form, but when it convert into digital form, then it stored and converted into the digital form in central depository. Central depository also playing a role of share registrar, and it contain offer two types of accounts. One is investor account, which is independent account. When you are taking part in primary market and some IPO, then you can use your investor account. But when you are gonna sell your shares, then you must open a sub account, which open under broker, security broker, because at the moment PSX is not offering any direct market access DMA. You have to come up for buying, other than in secondary market. If you want to buy some shares or want to sell your securities or shares, then you must come up through the broker. It is National Clearing Company of Pakistan. When once buy or sell order confirmed, then National Clearing Company of Pakistan, its role is mainly clearing and settlement. They send instruction to the clearing banks of the investors, and simultaneously they send information of buyer. They send information of buyer to the depository. So the buyer account credited, its bank account credited, and their sub account or main account is the security is transferred to that account. The cash is subtracted from bank account, and security is added that CDC sub account. The main function of National Clearing Companies clearing and settlement. If we buy today or sell today, then within 2 days, we call it, technical word is T+2. If we are seller, then the amount is shifted in our bank account after 2 days, and if we are a buyer, then securities and shares are shifted in our sub account within 2 days. Why companies list at PSX? Obviously the main reason is to raise additional capital. If company want additional capital and want to take their company into next level, then we have 230,000 investors, issuers list at PSX, and we have two kind of boards. One is Growth Enterprise Market Board, is a smaller board for initial level startups, greenfield projects, SMEs. The main requirement of this board is the paid up capital of 25 million to 200 million. And then the main board is a paid up capital requirement of 200 million and above. The core benefit why companies list at PSX, because they can raise long-term low-cost capital as compared to commercial bank, inclusion of 9 indices, inexpensive financing, tax benefits. If companies list today, then they as per PSX regulation and FBR relaxation, the 20% tax payable in the first year of a listing and 20% tax payable in the subsequent 3 years. So this is the very big advantage of the listing. Company profile enhanced when they IPO, become public limited and list at PSX. Then obviously the company profile enhanced. Listed companies, the people, investors trust built on that company, because it is being start being regulated by the Security Exchange Commission of Pakistan, and they are meeting all regulatory requirements which address the all risk associated if the investor have to invest in some other private company which is not listed at any exchange. Higher valuation, people are normally investors. If company offered their services, their shares at the offered price as 10 rupees, then investor actually analyze their financials, their accounts, their EPS, their other financial ratios, and buy these companies shares at a premium, at least for 10 offered price, they normally buy at 20 or 25 rupees. And obviously, if company list at PSX, then the mostly HR capital attract the companies that people want to do job at that company. And when we talk about the why people lose money in the stock exchange, here are 5 reasons. Because we want aiming quick money and non-diversification of shares. We normally invest in only one segment because we have 546 listed companies and 35 sector to total 35 sectors. If we invest only in one company, then it's a high probability of risk that we lose our money. Herd mentality, we always follow the crowd. Dominance of sentiment over logic. There are normally a lot of rumors running in the market, and as we follow the crowd, so people are trade, buy or sell on sentiments instead of logic or research or fundamental knowledge or any material information or material announcement which companies are doing on real time at PSX website and research portals. Lack of constant updation. Once we invest in a sector or a company, we should and must continuously update our knowledge about that company, about that sector, and about our economical happening in country and on regional side as well. Because sometime we need to sell our portfolio or all stocks because of certain uncertainties or risk associated. People are not doing, and when you are at sleeping mood and only invest and don't update the information and knowledge about that stock, then we saw that they normally lose their money. And once if you then decided to start, how you begin? We have a security broker list of our website. Total we have 228 brokers. You can talk with any 2 or 3 brokers and define investment objectives. You want short-term investment or you want long-term investment. Identify the brokerage firms. We have a list at PSX website of legitimate brokers who are working under license of Security Exchange Commission of Pakistan. So when you choose any security broker, you must first verify that if this brokerage firm is having valid license of SSCP or not. And open trading account with CDC sub account, which comes under brokers account. Deposit some initial money for students. I have talked with multiple security brokers, and they are offering they can open your account, student account, from starting from 5,000 rupees and more, and start investing, build your portfolio, and make your regular follow-ups with your brokers. We have also, SSCP have investor guides at their Jama Punji portal. You can find it and download it and study it. And all these contacts are given here. Thank you. And now I will take the questions. And if we don't cover all questions with the rest of remaining time, then you can email me at my given email address.
Thank you very much, Sir Sarmad, and this was very informative. So moving towards questions, and there's question from Basar Naim. And Basar Naim has asked that, sir, can you guide us regarding binary options as well? Is it better than stocks?
Yeah, it's a obviously we have multiple investment instrument and asset classes, but it totally depends upon the risk appetizer of yourself or investors. Because if you are very concerned about the risk, and then you should invest on a mutual funds and a bonds which are very low risky. But equity is high risky, like, but it comes up with the more rate of return as well.
All right. The next question is from Hassan Khan. And Hassan Khan has asked that, sir, please guide us that what steps should we take to consider which shares should be bought and sold? And like any kinds of hints or behavior or guesses based on certain analogy, etc.
Yes, you can make your decision if you are doing, you have all fundamental knowledge about the stock market and that shares particularly, that then you make your decision at your own by studying their day-to-day announcements, by studying their annual or monthly accounts, by studying their board announcements and any decisions, and by watching their day-to-day shares prices, and obviously you should also study the related news and all information coming about that specific sector.
Okay. The next question
and
is
and
from.
and 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 and, and you can use our research portal where you can find everything about that stock.
Perfect. The next question, sir, is from Nabiha Ali, and she has asked that, can you give us more details on mutual funds and how to invest in them?
A mutual fund is a pooled money investment. Stock exchange is not providing any direct trading on it, but obviously it's a very less risky instruments, and normally pooled money and the asset management companies are investing on your behalf on a multiple segments and asset classes.
Sayogya. The next question, sir, is from Umair Zia. And Umair Zia has asked that how much will the brokerage firm ask for in exchange for their services? And will it depend upon our portfolio or overall income?
Yeah, it's other than the government taxes and levies, the brokerage house commission varies. It normally the minimum level based on the share price and overall portfolio. They charge on buying and selling on both sides, but it depends upon the mainly the share price and overall value.
All right. So the next question is from Abdur Rahman, and he has asked that, can you please touch upon future trading and short selling?
Yeah, short selling is not allowed in as per our regulation, but future trading, obviously there are multiple future contracts are running along with ready market, and you can the 1 month, 2 month, and 3 month future contracts are running, and you can invest on it, but it's some sort of estimated a technical analysis that after 20 days you have, or 15 days, the price at that level, and you are going to ready to invest with a certain premium and future profit.
Okay, so the next question, sir, is that could you please forecast the future trend of stock market?
It entirely relate to the Pakistan macro level economy, and now things are getting very much better. We are gonna exclude in FATF gray list, and our current account deficits are better. Our reserves are going better. Our remittance, are people are sending a lot of remittance to the Pakistan, and State Bank are new reforms about the commercial bank investment for house mortgage and a lot of such initiative by the government for construction sectors. So all steel, cement, and these sectors are working at their 100% capacity.
Okay,
and
so there's
again, the PSX is become the in second time is the best third stock exchange of the world.
Totally understandable. Okay, so the next question is from Sana Durrani, and she has asked that, can you please inform about day trading, buying and selling on the same day?
Yeah, it's a entirely different mechanism, day-to-day trading. But if you want to go that, it's high risky, and you can. There are a lot of investors who came on a daily basis in a stock market or visit brokerage houses. They invest for the amount 5,000 to 500,000, and with the advice of brokers in small shares, they can sometimes they earn or sometimes they lose their money. But the day-to-day trading is entirely different mechanism, and it's very high risky. You should do it with the advice of a security broker.
Perfect. Shayan Kamal has asked that, do you have any advice to avoid brokerage firms taking advantage of an investors with limited knowledge, or are all listed brokers reliable and trustworthy?
Our all security brokers are under fit and proper criteria and licensed by Security Exchange Commission of Pakistan. But yes, they have different services. Some brokers are top level brokers are having the research functions. They have different technological tool research portals, different probability statics, ratio analysis, and they advise accordingly. Obviously, nothing free in this world. So they are charging that services, portfolio management, etc. And some brokers which are offering only buying and selling. So there is a difference between brokerage firms. So when we choose the brokerage firm, we should decide and consider that either we should take a decision, or if we don't have any certain and specific knowledge, then we should choose that broker who have that function.
Okay. So there's that question from Ahmed, and he has asked that, sir, can you please explain about how stock trading apps work? And is there any major stock trading app or online web service that deals in stocks? And also, if there is any gaps that needs to be filled by fintech companies regarding stock trading in Pakistan?
Yeah, different brokerage firms have developed their apps for Android and iOS platform. PSX currently are not offering any direct app in which you are using it. But yes, security brokers are offering their online trading app for their investors.
Okay, so there's that question, sir, from Daniel Malik, and he has asked that, can you please tell any resources where we can learn about fundamentals of the stock market and invest information that will help us for a beginner?
Obviously, we have, you can visit PSX website and PSX research portal. At the end of this QA session, I will show you where you can find the relevant information and previous accounts and their results, etc. We have two resources, one our website and other is PSX research portal, which has last 10-year historical data with us of all listed companies.
Okay. The next question is from Hamza Adnan, and he has asked that, we are not taxpayers. So how do we enter the market, and how does that affect our ability to trade?
As a student, when you open your account, and under the regime of anti-money laundering and FATF, you have to give the proof of income of your parents.
Okay.
So obviously your parents would be fall under taxpayer, and without any proper source of income, the account would be difficult to open, because there is NADRA verification and other all verification from National Clearing Company of Pakistan and PSX.
Very clear, sir. The next question is from Hassan Khan, And he said, what should be looked in the monthly statements, company's board of directors meeting, or a country's policies itself? What kind of analysis do we have to do?
You should find the specific announcements about earning per share, EPS, or any merger and acquisition related news, or any expansion strategical plans, or the latest accounts, or any new initiative of macro. When we talk about macro level, then government policies about that sector, or any subsidized related information, or any geopolitical. And if there is because it's a stock market is very sensitive in nature, when we saw that anything happened in our border and any uncertainty, then the market normally take it negative, and we should be investors should be in active mode, in short, not in sleeping mode.
The next question, sir, is from Ryan Faisal, and he has asked that do we start our own investment as students now, considering COVID would have a massive negative impact in the market?
We already covered for and back to again pre-COVID state, because if you saw the index which back in 2025, we were at 41 or 42,000 KC 100 index, and now we are approaching 41,000 index. So market is recovered.
Okay.
And the people who really achieve that and take these opportunities because when market at lower side, that would be the best time to buy, and when market is the higher side, it's the time to sell.
All right. So Fasi Bilal has asked that how much are shareholder equity ratios helpful in building an analysis of a particular business?
Obviously, it helps along with the other information like shareholding pattern, like the company main shareholders, and the overall capital, and the kind of project which companies is listing, and their other financial ratios.
Okay. The next question is from Umar Tarek, and he has asked that, sir, please expand some light on Forex trading.
Forex trading is something else. It's not comes under Pakistan Stock Exchange, because we are trading in equity only.
Okay. The question is from Bilal Khan, and he has asked that how do you define long-term investment versus short-term investment in the stock exchange in terms of time, like weeks or months, etc.?
Let me, I think now this is the time. I think I shared you the research portal. Then it will, I will answer while sharing that. Yeah. Look at, this is our PSX research portal. And here today we saw the KC 100 index and 1 day trading pattern. You see the graph. And if we invest in a long term, then like 6 months, then look at what is the, here is we COVID-19 state where a long dip here, and then again there is different twist and trough, and then recovery, and now we are working around a 41,000 plus index. And when we invest for the longer period of time, like 3 year, 5 year, then if we take this graph as a 5 year KC 100, then look at the shape of the KC 100 index. There are a lot of opportunities of buying, a lot of opportunities to make a lot of money, and during this twist and trough. Here, if you bought and you sell here, and again you buy there, you sell here, and then COVID-19, and then again recovery. So this is the short-term investment on daily investment is a different mechanism. It's very high risky. While normally we are recommending, especially for the youth, to go for the long-term investment.
All right. Sir, there's a question from Basar Naeem, and he has asked that, sir, can you take out a few minutes and explain to us the technical analysis indicators and everything? Moreover, can you guide me about how I could learn to trade in the stock market on my own? Like, are there any teachers out there or even in LUMS?
We again, I'm already this screen is shared of research portal. If you suppose you focused a single stock, let's talk about PSO, Pakistan State Oil. When we find the detailed information of PSO, then we saw the current price of 196 and 45 paisa of rupees, and 5.76% is upside is running at the moment. And intraday, the variation of that account. But you ask about the how we decide and learn about the company, then look at here. Announcements is a company's financial account. Announcements which they are coming is a material information for investors. All these announcements, board meetings, others are they are posting in at our website and data portal. And again, financials, the sale, profit after taxation, earning per share is there back 2020, 2019, 2018, 2017. So it's the best material which help you out to make your study and research and decision. And again, we are also providing different financial ratios, gross profit margin, net profit margin, EPS growth, and so on from all these previous and current year. And again, payouts, what kind of payouts the company is paying to the investors in form of dividends. These all the details are here. And financial reports for your further analysis, the quarterly financial reports, annual financial reports are there. So these all informations and reports and announcements make you to take you in that condition where you can make your decision.
All right. The question is from Muhammad Zishan, and he has asked that, sir, in these days, people are making automated bots that not only buy stocks but also sell them without human intervention. Obviously, those bots are built using very large historical data and can process information very fast with the state-of-the-art machine learning techniques. So how can we compete with those bots?
Obviously, if you are you have selected the top brokers which providing have all research facilities with their and they have CFAs and all technological tools which are using different probability analysis using artificial intelligence. You are right that nowadays and internationally all these softwares are plugged into trading engine and they are making decision very fast, buying and selling, and based on strategy you define with the help of your security broker. But again, the flow of capital market, especially in Pakistan, is like a sine wave. So if you are so much risk to take care, so you should go for the long-term investment instead of day-to-day investor or short-term investment. But again, choose your security broker carefully, what kind of services that broker is offering, so that he can take care all associated risk.
Okay. The question is from Burhan Khan, and he has asked if someone belongs to a tax-free area like Gilgit-Baltistan. So in these, then these taxes would be applicable to him?
Obviously, at buying and selling, when brokers are buying and selling on behalf of investors, the all CGT, capital gain tax, or the taxes imposed by the federal government is applicable to that area. But the tax-free area, which if we talk about Gilgit-Baltistan, if the investment is other than stock market and other scenario, then he get benefit of that provision. But under federal provision, PSX is working, and so capital gain tax and other levies are applicable.
That's it. I think we have covered all the questions, and if anyone wants to ask anything else, you can write it in the comment box. Anything you want to say, sir, about these questions? And
I want to share and talk about also the website of PSX, where the students can find appropriate material for investment and all other regulatory frameworks. Let me share the website.
Sure.
Yeah, this is the PSX main website. Here we saw the, this is a pop-up box where you find a brokerage firm. This will come that how you select a security broker. When we click here, we saw alphabetically the list of a security brokers, then addresses, their branch office, their contact person, etc. This is where it would be help to select a security broker. And when uh, uh, we talk about investors point of view, then saving investors, select your security broker, account opening procedures, a customer relationship form, all forms are here. And when if you are want to list your startups or business at PSX, then listing knowledge and presentations and all related stuffs are here in under listing sections. And here, when we dragged it down, is the showing overall market activities of KC 100 and all the today's market 505 point plus total 1.122% raise in the KC 100. And here is the companies announcements, which companies are material are broadcasting any material information. They are bound to announce it within 30 seconds as it happened, like AVN disclosure of interest of a director, and all other HPL, STPL, and financial results. Here we are showing the financial results of all companies. And at the leftmost, this is here comes the PSX announcement notices, which we are day to day are posting for investors, for listed companies, for brokers, for general public. So it would help a lot to understand the all these information about capital market, exchange insight, it's a coming or upcoming events. And here we, again, a media center, we are conducting all these sessions in chambers and universities and academia that we are posting here. And research portal, and if you want to, as I previously told, that if you want to do some research based on different financial ratios and accounts, then you should use the data portal or research PSX research portal.
Sir, the head of Career Services Office, Mr. Munawar, has joined us. Hello, sir.
Hello, Sarmad Saab, how are you?
I'm fine. Munawar Saab, aap kidhar gayab hain?
No, I was here. I was just watching your presentation, and it was very good. And thank you for coming to LUMS to share your experiences with our students. So I was also observing the students' questions. So now I thought that okay, I should interact. You can say that I am an intruder. Well, if you people are finished with your question answer, so I have a couple of questions that I have extracted from the questions of students. Actually, I was noting down all the questions of the students. So I have extracted one question from the students' question. These days, Pakistan Stock Exchange has made mandatory to open sub account if you are going to work with some broker. Like it's compulsory for the broker to open sub account of his client at CDC. So the question is this, actually it's regarding the security matters. If you remember that back in 2003, many financial companies were collapsed and they ran away, and there was a loss. For the people who invested in the international stock exchange. So nowadays, if we start working with some broker, and that broker opens our sub account in CDC, due to some reason, tomorrow we come to know that that broker has collapsed, or that broker has closed his operations. So will our investment be saved in CDC account? Please highlight this area of brokerage.
Okay. It's a very good question. And obviously, CDC is offering two kind of accounts. One is sub account, which opens under participant ID of brokerage, and other is investor account. Investor account is independent. It is recommended that if you are gonna long-term investment, then move your securities from sub account to investor account. And when you gonna sell these securities, then move it from investor account to sub account. But obviously, because we are not offering any direct market access, we have to come up through the security broker. And the previous event, 1 or 2 event, which you are talked about indirectly, but again, the securities of the investors are safe, and normally in case of any broker's default, the exchange are pay back with the pro ratio basis of the investors. But we are obviously very conscious about the investor protections, and we have we have done a lot of improvement back in from 2003 to now. We are in 2020. The things are very secure for the investor point of views, because we are conducting a fortnightly client asset segregations for brokers, and we are conducting a lot of on-site inspections. We have JIT's joint inspection team of PSX, CDC, and CCPL, who are routinely conducting the audits of security brokers. We are conducting system audits, and obviously NCCPL audit of via external auditor. So we are taking care of all these risks, which was previously at that time. Obviously, now we are more secure.
So there's that one more question from Basar Naeem, and he's asked that if I give my savings to a broker, so will he invest it, or would I have to do something, or how much will I benefit from that on the average?
Average on depend upon the shares. There are shares of which has a price of value of 10 rupees, which has 100 rupees, 1000 rupees. But again, the if based on the investment, it's a depend upon the company's performance. And as you saw that the 10-year historical rate of return is KC 100 selectively stock is 17.7%.
That's it from my side, sir. Anything you want to ask?
Yes, of course. I want to ask very important question, especially with the perspective of students. Sarmad,
Yeah.
like it's compulsory for every investor to invest in stock exchange through a broker. So nowadays, people, especially the students, are well aware about stock market, and you people are also giving awareness sessions to people like this one. So
Yes.
why don't you people openly allow the investors to directly invest and trade in stock market? Like, can we eliminate the role of broker? Is it possible? And if it is not, then why? What's the reason behind this? Like, we have to pay a lot of amount in the form of commission to the brokers.
I think it's my understanding that because at the moment we are not offering direct market access, because the overall, when we saw the umbrella view of the Pakistan whole business community and business structure, it is very mostly business is undocumented. So we faced a lot of issues with the Financial Action Task Force and anti-money laundering. So the whole system is now very curious and very alert about the source of income. So if anybody, but yes, we can make a centralized system in where a person can open an account and his or her source of income verify that it's a legitimate or not, any black money didn't involve in that, because we want to stop the black money to enter in the capital market. That's why we at the moment investors cannot trade directly to the market. As per my knowledge and understanding, it's because sector is not 100% documented. We are trying that all sectors are become 100% documented.
There is another question, but I think that you have already answered it. Burhan Khan is asking a question that does the commission rate of broker varies broker to broker? So
Yes,
Burhan
it varies. Yes, it's vary from broker to broker, and at the time of account opening, you should clearly ask the broker that what is your schedule of your commission, other than the government levies and taxes?
Okay. So, Sarmad, thank you very much. That's it from my side, and I'm really grateful for sparing time to give awareness to our students through this live session. Should you want to share any other tip as a closing tip in the end of the session, you are more than welcome. Especially with the perspective of students, like these days, other than this session, many students have approached my office that they want to invest in the stock exchange. Frankly, because it's not our area, so that's why we don't suggest or recommend anything. But today, youth, the people, especially the students who have business and accounting and finance background, they want to invest and they want to earn money. And I feel that, okay, stock exchange is a good option for them.
Yeah.
Give them some tips as in the end of the session, that how can they pursue trade in the stock exchange, even through brokers.
I think start up with the minimum amount, with minimum 5, 10,000, 50,000, and take the good experience of the market, how it works and how it in trade. And obviously, if there is no capital issue of student can invest, then the primary market would be the best option for the, because when the new issuer is in the market, there are a lot of cushion for expansion and the price level. Normally, we saw then when issuers first list at PSX and their offered price at strike price become the 53 or 54, like in I take giving example of HESCOL. Then we also saw that within a year or two, it is traded at the value of 300 rupees. The look at the kind of capital gain if you buy that share at the price of 53 rupees, and when it's after 15 and 18 months, it's traded at 300 rupees. So kind of the profit you enjoy, and you already know that. But the closely monitor upcoming IPOs, read their prospectus, their financial goals, their business goals, and if you can take part that primary market IPO, then it would be the best. But for initial investment as a student, start with the minimum amount and take and learn about it, how it works.
Kinza, we have another question over there from Zishan Virk. Can you please ask that, or should I ask that question?
Sir, aap hai.
Zishan Sab, there is a very good question from Zishan Virk. He's asking that we get a lot of benefits if we invest in mutual fund, and even we get also opportunity, the rebate of tax also. Then why should we go to the stock exchange through broker investment, through brokers? While we have opportunity of mutual funds.
Obviously, there are different asset classes. I'm not convincing then all students that only invest in equity, but I present the last 10-year historical data of different asset classes. Mutual fund are not in the list. But again, if you want to take analysis, look at the different banks and mutual funds and their rate of return after for the last 10 years. It's a liquidity problem. Suppose once this, certainly you need some cash. If you want to break your contract without any maturity date, then what the reaction of that fund, how it react. So liquidity is another option. You need 100,000 rupees, you can sell the shares of 100,000 value at any time, and within 2 days you got your money in your account. But if you break your contract in between, because you have 5-year, 10-year, or 3-year fund, then I think that the TOR terms and conditions would be different.
Sir, should I ask you?
I think I addressed that. Carry on.
I think I addressed that question.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Okay, so the other question, sir, is from Muhammad Tokir, and Tokir has asked that how to know about new offerings and IPOs.
The best source is PSX website. Keep in touch with regional offices as well, because we have also all updated information. Normally PSX website, you should visit the PSX website frequently.
Okay,
but you
and
can,
the last,
but student can call my office as well. What is the new IPOs in pipeline?
okay, the last question, sir, is from Mustafa Mirza, and he has asked that is there any brokerage firm which specifically caters students like us?
There are a lot of local security brokers. More than 10 or 15 I talk, all they are welcoming the students, and they can open the student account from the minimum rupees of 5,000 or 10,000 rupees.
Okay. I think that's it. We have covered all the questions, and sir, you have answered each and every question in detail.
I
So,
tried.
Nice, sir. You answered everything in detail. Thank you so much, sir. And we are very honored to have you. And thank you so much for such informative session. And we'll be looking forward to such sessions in future as well. Anything, sir, you want to say?
Sure, it's my privilege if you give another session, because it's our a national responsibility to keep our youth aware, because the youth is our future. And if they aware about the all 360 degree of what happening around there, and what kind of opportunities and how, and obviously when we talk about the future investment saving, then it's in our hand, it's our youth hand. If they prepared now, they can entertain their future selves in coming in 2030, 2040. Well, it's the policy. If we start today, then we can take care of our future selves and our country as well.
Absolutely. Sir, whenever you want to say something.
No, thanks. Thank you, Sarmad Saab, for sparing time and for sharing information, answering the questions. Really, this session was very fruitful for the students, especially the students who want to invest. Dear students, if you have further question or query, you can approach us at CSO, or you can directly contact the office of Mr. Sarmad. Sarmad sir, thank you very much.
Okay, Manavar sir. Okay, thank you.
Thank you very
Allah
much, sir.
Hafiz.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
Allah Hafiz.
Okay. Allah Hafiz. Khuda Hafiz.